Hello, Internet, are you working? What's up? I am playing around here, Internet. If anybody can see me, that would be very useful if you would say something in the chat system, if at all possible. Playing around with new streaming software, trying to do something I've never done before. And if anybody's out there, it would be really awesome if you could help me out and send me a message. YouTube says I am streaming. Let's see if it says it again. Yes, live streaming. You are live. Alright, cool. Hello. Sorry for not informing everybody that I was doing this ahead of time, but I've been really sick and I wanted to stick to my schedule where I have a video every Saturday and every Wednesday, but I've been really sick. Yay! Somebody answered. Alright, cool. So, what I wanted to do was to upload or basically do a live stream and see what you guys want me to do for tutorials. Awesome. Okay. So, and everything looks good. So what I have over here, hello everybody. What I have over here on the left side of the screen is basically everything that everybody asks for on a regular basis. Awesome. Thank you guys for telling me that I'm out there. Do I sound okay? You know, tell me if I'm messing something up, because I normally don't do this sort of stuff. You're very welcome. What I have here on the left side of the screen is all of the things you guys have been requesting for like the past year or more. And what I want to try to do is narrow down and decide what I should do next. And what I can do here is sort of give you an idea. Awesome. Everybody can see me. Good. What I have here, what I highlighted, are the types of things that I was planning on doing with Python. And, okay, so I see a Game Maker tutorial. Alright, so I see that's this one. And basically, see, what I'm having a hard time, a lot of you guys don't know what goes into these tutorials. Sorry about the delay on the chat if it seems sort of weird. I will try to fix that next time I do a live stream. I'm using OBS. Is that what it's called? Yes, OBS. And this is the first time I'm using it, so sorry if it stinks or I'm doing a bad job. Well, basically, whenever I try to do tutorials, I just want to give you a sort of a mindset of where I am so that you guys understand, and then also to get your input. Basically, I'd like to do a PyQt tutorial. Now, a PyQt tutorial is something that a lot of people have asked for, and it is extremely easy to install on Windows, but it is an absolute pull your hair out situation to install it on Mac and Linux for some really ridiculous reason. So I could go that route, but you know, you see the potential types of problems we have there. Kivy is similar. A lot of you guys want Python library tutorials, and please tell me which types of ones you have. You guys are just posting stuff like crazy. You guys are funny. So basically, yeah. So just post what you want to see here on in the chat system, and then I'll sort of go through it, and I will tally up a score. And I just wanted like the hardcore type of fans that like watch me to have input on all of my videos, because you guys control me. I wouldn't be doing Dungeons and Dragons videos right now if I didn't get a whole bunch of requests to do them. Also, I get a lot of requests for a GIMP tutorial, and you guys want me to do vegan tutorials. The only reason I haven't been doing vegan tutorials is I ran out of ideas. So, and then a whole bunch of people were asking me for candy tutorials. I don't know about that. But, so basically what I'm doing is just asking you guys for, you know, your requests here today on what you want me to do. And I guess I'll just tally up whatever gets the most requests in the chat system. There's a Django tutorial. And all of those different things. Alright, cool. Let's see if I can enlarge this so that it looks a little bit better without breaking everything else. There we are. Look, it looks a little bit better. You guys are very, very welcome. So basically, this is everything that I have here, and I'm just wondering if there's anything really that I'm missing, or anything else that you guys would like me. I'm seeing a lot of the same sort of things that I have here. Alright. Alright, cool stuff. So, yeah, and if you guys... Alright, so basically what I'm going to do, as you can tell, I've been really sick, so I haven't really planned out what I was going to do with this tutorial aside from this. There's more Golang tutorials, Angular 2, neural networks, magnetic needles? I don't know what that means. Or whatever. And you guys can also feel free to... You want to do an Ask Me Anything? I keep seeing that pop up here. I did an Ask Me Anything a while back, and I'd be happy to do that. I just took some NyQuil, so my throat is cool until the NyQuil wears out. So that's the reason why I didn't do a tutorial today. I already did a vegan cheese tutorial. How to catch the biggest fish. I am a horrible fisherman. How to vote. Just leave. Oh, if you want to know how to vote for something, just leave a comment, and I will tally up every request in this tutorials, in the comment system, and that is how I will decide what I'm going to do next. Seeing a lot of neural network stuff, artificial intelligence stuff. Okay. MATLAB. Seeing a lot of MATLAB tutorials or requests. Really surprised by that. Alright. Cool beans. Alright, you guys are basically doing everything that I was hoping that you would do. Alright, so this is really cool. I guess this is what's awesome about having 500,000 subscribers. So I would personally want to thank you all for subscribing. I can't believe I have as many subscribers as I have. That is like ridiculously cool. And okay, so you guys are requesting a whole bunch of things. Everybody's lately been asking for Ask Me Anything type of things. Ask me anything. What do you want to know about me? I haven't done an Ask Me Anything in forever and a day. So feel free to ask me anything you want to know, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you guys have. Sitting here waiting for a question. Sorry, I have to drink water because my voice is terrible. And sorry if I'm doing this in an unprofessional way. I normally don't do live streams, but I might change that someday. Okay, I'm just sitting here reading all your chat things. And tutorial on how I have a tutorial on how I make tutorials. It's called something like How I Make YouTube Videos. Thank you guys for all of the compliments. I greatly, greatly appreciate them. How old am I? I'm 41. I'm going to be 42 in December. How I got into programming is I won a science competition. I made a VR system, and I got hired by Apple. And I was a grunt programmer at Apple. I wasn't a big deal. That was back in the days when Steve Jobs wasn't even at Apple. Jeez, a lot of MATLAB requests. My next tutorial is going to be whatever you guys request. Basically, I should drink warm water. My full-time job, I mainly focus on shopping cart applications and Android development. I basically was self-taught how to program because 30 years ago when I started programming, there were no books. So There was really no option. I do use Linux. I don't know how to say it. I guess it's not dual boot. I'll just say dual boot. I dual boot on my Macintosh, Windows 10, Ubuntu, and obviously OS X. C++ tutorials. All right, you guys are just posting stuff like crazy. This is cool. Anything? How long does it take for a beginner to master programming? Everybody's different. That's really hard to say. In this day and age, it's extremely easy. What I think a lot of people make a mistake about in trying to learn today is they're not taking advantage of all the opportunities that are out there. So I'll be the first one to tell you that if you want to learn, you shouldn't just learn from my tutorials. You should learn from numerous different video tutorials, numerous different books. Take advantage of what is out there, and if it's something doesn't start to make sense for you, just switch to a different tutorial. I've been in the same room as Steve Jobs and Bill Gates at the same time, but I had very little. I didn't talk to either of them. That was forever ago. Social engineering, I have a whole bunch of tutorials on what is called NLP. Look on my channel and look for psychology videos. I have a whole bunch of stuff on that. Real advanced stuff. Nice. Yeah, this is my cheap soundproofing things. I moved recently, and I got this stuff. I forget how much this cost. I think it cost about $50. I don't know, something like that. It is very easy to learn a whole bunch of different programming languages if you learn very, very well one object-oriented programming language and one functional programming language. Then the rest are really easy to learn. So I'm nothing special. I'm not particularly smart, but I do know multiple languages. First language I ever learned was BASIC because I started off with a TRS-80, and the only option really with a TRS-80 was to use BASIC. My hobbies basically are hanging out with my kids and my wife and making video tutorials, and I run a lot. Running is one of my hardcore things that I do. I run a lot. That's the only reason why I'm not like huge, is because I run so much. Artificial intelligence, languages, I mean, to start off, you could start off with Python, but probably more than likely you want to go the C++ direction in regards to that. And I don't know much about Elm. Yes, I do know R. R is a really kind of a tough language to learn, and it's sort of hard to I could definitely teach it, but it doesn't seem like there's that much in regards to requests for me to cover it. Is there any videos or any tutorials that I could do that I don't have listed over here on the left side of the screen? Anything like that? Yes, there's ageism in the ID industry, I think. I don't know if it's ageism. I just think that it's better. There's ageism in like so many, and I'm not complaining about this, by the way. I'm just saying there's ageism in a lot of different industries. Like, for example, somebody my age trying to get a job as a stockbroker. It's like, good luck. Because, that's one awesome thing about being 20 some years old, is that you can work more hours than a person like me. I might be able to be more efficient, but I don't have sort of the gusto that is very, very important. How much do I run? At my highest level of running, I used to run 13 miles a day, every single day. And now I'm down to, especially because of how hot it's been, I'm down to averaging 9 miles per day. And I run every day. So it's just my thing. It's something I've conditioned my body to do. Here, you want to? I just saw some random things. You want my opinion on what are the best running headphones? And I have a ton of them. I have a bazillion of them. I just what I was going to do if nobody was on here. In my opinion, and I've used everything. I have stuff that I don't even have here. These are Jabra. These are terrible headphones. Jabra Sport Pace. These are terrible. I broke these. I sweat a lot because I run so much. And I broke these in 3 weeks. So those are garbage. I broke these LG HBSs. These tone headphones. I broke those. I think they lasted 3 months. The Jaybird, these are supposed to be like indestructible. I broke those in 3 months just from sweating. And in my opinion, I know they get a ton of bad press, and that's why I didn't buy them. And this is definitely not sponsored because, nobody's going to sponsor me. The Powerbeats are the best so far. They've lasted me over 5 months. So, I don't know, just some random things. Some tips on running. This is cool. Now I can talk about some random things. Tips on running. What's the most important thing I learned about running? This is a weird one. You're not going to see this one coming. If you run a lot, you're going to get what is called, and excuse me if this is like offensive to say, but I'm just going to say it anyway. If you run a lot, you are going to get nipple chafing. I don't care if you're a man or you're a woman. So my number one tip on running is to get, what's this stuff called? Nexcare waterproofing first aid tape. Waterproof first aid tape. Oh, here it is. I have lots of this stuff. So there you go. That'll solve that problem for you. As per running, I'm not even joking about that. As per running, the thing to do is to take it slow, and if you just walk them for, I think the quantity of time you spend is more important than the speed. And especially, I think new runners, the biggest mistake they make is that they try to hurt themselves for some unknown reason. They try to run too fast, and yes, nipple chafing is the worst thing ever. So buy that tape or something like it. Basically, I would say that you should take, if you want to really get serious into running, you should first off, especially if you don't have any experience with it, because you're going to hurt yourself, is to say, I'm going to walk for an hour. And then to slowly increase your time that you spend, or slowly increase your speed over time. And there was a guy that did a video on that. Let me see. Let's see if I can find it here. Walking. Sorry about this. I'm trying to find the guy. Jeff Galloway. This guy, in my opinion, is, and you don't have to, you can find out about it. Basically, Jeff Galloway is the guy. You don't have to sign up for one of his programs or anything like that. If you just look on the tutorial or on the internet, you can find it. And basically what it does is it just slowly trains your body to run by walking, and then you run as long as you can. You start to get out of breath, and then you run a little bit more. And that's how I got into running. And then you want to try and land on the front of your foot when you run. You don't want to land on your heel. You want to get yourself some good equipment. I use Brooks Glycerin 13 or the running shoes I use, but everybody's feet are different, so it's just whatever is the most comfortable for you. And some running stores will get you good running stuff. You don't need expensive running clothes. Well, this is here. I'll show you the best stuff I got. Here you go. Sorry about that. All right. You want to know what I run in? Because the running equipment is extremely expensive. Not for me. I use Game Gear shorts. These cost, I think, $10. See these things? These cost like $10. I've worn these for like over a year and a half. They look brand new. This $10. They wash. They're awesome. And Tesla shirts. These cost like $10. Also, they are Tesla shirts. I don't think they have anything to do with the car company, and they're like $10. So there you go. Don't buy the Brooks and the Under Armour stuff, and it's just overly expensive in my opinion. And there's alternatives to Under Armour stuff out there. I think Nike shoes are terrible. I don't like Nike shoes. Yeah, you can run naked, I guess, if you'd like to, but I might get in some trouble there. um, I'm not ever going to do hacking tutorials. I don't need to get in trouble with the law. And I just don't know that stuff anyway. I mean, at one point I used to know it, and now I don't. I think Lisp is a great language to learn because it'll make you a better programmer, but aside from that, you know, there's not that many people out there doing Lisp programming. But it is a great language to learn just to be able to become a better programmer. I mean, Lisp has been around for forever for good reasons. Oh, I just wrote test because I didn't know if this streaming software would work. So sorry about the confusing tutorial name there, if that confused anybody. And algorithm tutorials. I was planning on doing algorithm tutorials with Python. Haven't decided if I'm going to do that yet. And I'm basically going to tally the votes up that you guys leave in the comment section to sort of to determine where I'm going. TypeScript is next. So that is the next tutorial. It should be up on Wednesday. Yeah, the only reason I couldn't record is I lost my voice because I had a really, really bad cold. No, my eyes don't almost never hurt from programming. I prefer Java over C++, but it's mainly just because I use Java more than C++. C++ is a great language as well. I mean, this is all my opinion, so for whatever that counts for. What 3 Olympic events would I want to? Yes, I'm a vegan, but maybe once every couple months I might eat shrimp. It's like because I'm not a technical vegan. It's just that's the only thing that I cheat on. I can do a gumbo recipe that doesn't have sausage in it. My kids love love that, so I might eat a piece of shrimp whenever I do that. But aside from that, yeah, I don't eat dairy. I don't eat cheese, and it's for health reasons. How do I keep my eyes healthy? I don't know. I don't do particularly anything. I go to the eye doctor once in every year and a half. The easiest language to learn as a beginner is Python, without a doubt. It's hard for you to get up. I can tell you one thing that made it hard for me to be completely active all day and night, and it was coffee or caffeine. I absolutely love coffee and caffeine, but once I stopped drinking coffee and caffeine in general, I found that I overall throughout the day had much more energy and never got tired. That worked for me, and I think everybody's body is different, so there's that. So just try different things out there for you. All right. Cool. Thank you guys so much for voting on what you want to see. It really, 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 really is going to help. And I am going to go through every single one of these comments, and I'm going to answer every single one of them. Anytime anybody ever asks what's my favorite color, I always say neon pink. But I have 2 girls, so a little bit weird. How to get good at programming is just write lots and lots of programs and get good at learn things like object-oriented design, algorithms, design patterns, things like that, and write lots and lots and lots of programs. Yes, I make shopping carts and Android applications. How long did I go off of coffee before I saw a dramatic change? Definitely within a week. You vote for what you want to see, and it doesn't have to be this stuff over here. It can be completely new things that I'll do tutorials on anything, except for playing musical instruments, because I do not know how to do that. But mostly anything else I will do a tutorial on. First language to study, in my opinion, is Python. I'm definitely not running for president. If you, in regards, I saw a question about debugging. In regards to debugging, I found that I would end up wasting a lot less time debugging if I spent a lot more time in the beginning creating use case descriptions, which is just a long list of what the program needs to do, and then sequence diagrams. And the more time you spend planning your program in the beginning before you ever write a single line of code is going to cut down dramatically on your debugging time. My opinion on that. I spend very, very little time debugging if I spend a lot of time creating sequence diagrams. Yeah, if you guys would like me to live stream something, I don't know, more fun than this, I'm open for it. I don't know languages very well either. Spoken languages. What was that? I swear I saw something about IKEA on here. No, I don't think Java's an okay for beginner's language, but it's not something that I would. Is Java better than C++? Yes, but I think Python's a better language. What's my favorite thing to eat? Pizza. No doubt, that's my favorite. I am definitely open to doing more cooking tutorials, but currently I can't think of anything to do tutorials on. I'll do the gumbo tutorial because I'm probably going to make that for my kids. So I'll do that for you guys since I've been seeing that a lot. Already did a Scala tutorial. I already did Node.js tutorials. Thank you guys for all these comments. This is really, really cool. I wish I could see you guys. What kind of programs should I write? As practice, write programs that you are interested in. Do fun stuff. Programming is about doing fun things. It shouldn't feel bad. Do you have any special pattern for eating? Yes, I eat vegan pizza. I get vegan cheese. I get that Delia. My daughter is lactose intolerant, so we are both eating that. Emma Watson or Emma Stone? I think I know who those are. Is one of those Hermione Granger from... Sorry, I'm old. Hello, Brazil. Hello, Portugal. Yes, this is my home. I recently moved. Wrote a sports prediction program. And there are people that are swearing now. Yes, I've used Xcode. Yes, I used to make iOS applications. I mainly do programming, Android tutorials now, but I'd be open to doing iOS tutorials if you guys really wanted to see that. I can definitely do those. Hillary or Trump, I will not vote for either one. So that's my opinion on that. I drink water in the morning. Has to be like the strangest ask me anything ever. I drink water with ice. That's what I drink every morning. I drink water with ice all day long. All right. Oh, I'll put asp on here. I don't get that request very often. That's why I don't have it on the list. Hello, India. India, I think, is the second most popular country that watches my videos, which is really, really cool. I don't know about cybersecurity. That's not really my thing. I can look into it. What score did you have? Wow. Craziest programming experience. I'm not going to say who I worked for or what we did. But basically, one time I worked for a company in which we were working very, very extreme hours. And a lot of people started to develop things called cluster headaches, which are you get nosebleeds. You can look up cluster headaches. It's extremely painful. And we were working such ridiculous hours that basically people were developing cluster headaches from the hours we were working. That was the craziest thing that I ever did. And that was when I was young. Remember I said when you're 20, people can get you to do crazy, ridiculous things. And they got me to do crazy, ridiculous things when I was 20. Wow, thank you for all the questions here. A lot of the stuff is sort of the same type of things I've already asked for. Hello, Finland. I can't believe people from other countries watch my videos. I still can't believe it. The sound dampening equipment. See, I'm in a weird type of room, and there was some echoing. Everybody always asks me what headphones I wear, and I'm sorry if this hurts your ears. These are Gamecom Plantronics headphones. So that's what I wear. And I haven't bought different microphones because people always tell me my voice sounds good. So that's the reason why I don't invest in that. My age is 41. I'll be 42 in December. I keep seeing people pop game tutorials. Actually, if you look in my Java tutorial around part 50, I do make a Java game. And I'm constantly thinking about doing tutorials on games. I just haven't done it yet. Sorry if this is boring. Yes, I always wear running. Oh, how I dress? Yes, I dress like this all the time. That's one awesome thing about being self-employed. This is normally the way I dress. I wear running shirts that are really, really comfortable, and I wear khaki pants. I don't see if you can see. I wear these pants, like khaki shorts, all the time, and then I wear the clothes that you saw before. Hello, Korea. Kind of things do you do to maintain focus while programming? Basically, I normally keep multiple different projects running at the same time, and if I get bored with one project, I move on to the other project. That's why I never get bored. Best animation software? Sorry, I do not know. I would do Adobe tutorials, but I don't have any of the updated software. All my software is old, so that's why I haven't done any more of those. Already did a Lua tutorial. Done. Tutorial on being self-employed. The most important thing is to manage your time, or manage your money and your time. But if you're ever going to start your own business, that's the biggest mistake. I see people spend a ton of money up front, and then they thinking that their first idea is probably going to be successful, and the opposite is normally true. Your first idea is normally a massive failure, as is your second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. And by the time you get to your seventh or eighth idea, which is probably going to be popular, you run through all your money. So always manage your money well if you are running your own business. Best tip I could give you. Jet plane design. Sorry, I don't know anything about that. How do I find clients? Basically, I approach people and I ask them if they'd like me to build them a shopping cart for free, and then I get paid a percentage of the profits. Pretty simple. I have tutorials on how to increase your sales abilities as well on my channel, and I think they're the best sales tutorials because I don't try to sell anything in them, as silly as that is. But they rank horribly on YouTube because there's tons of people on YouTube who make sales videos, and there's scams in my opinion. I think my sales tutorials are pretty good. But I made them forever ago, but sales is sales, nothing changes. I could do a Unity tutorial. I'm not going to do 3D game development until I do 2D. Hobbies, I make videos on YouTube. That's my big hobby, and I play with my kids, and that's basically my hobbies. I look like Stuart from Big Bang Theory. Don't know if that's a compliment. I'm guessing it isn't. How did I decide to make tutorials? Long time ago, I was going to start a company that very, very inexpensively could get people, have people develop skills that could get them a job. So, for example, web design, sales, so forth and so on. And it failed. And for example, when I say cheaply, there were like 6 weeks courses, 8-week courses that the person would probably have to spend $100 to take all the classes included, like every single class. And so, yeah, cheap. But that idea failed, and so I basically just started doing video tutorials. So from the beginning, that was the goal. That's why I think it's so awesome when people post that I helped them get a job, because that was the original idea. TV, what do I watch? Me and my wife watch things. We never watch anything live. We always end up watching normally Netflix or Hulu. And the last thing we watched was the first season of Fargo, which was awesome. Loved it. And I like the Preacher. It's a little bit, my wife hasn't watched that yet. We've been watching. I don't know. We watch series the whole way through, and then we quit. But most of the stuff that I watch gets canceled. Me and my wife were watching Brain Dead, which I loved. That's been canceled. Every time I like a show, it gets canceled. Life on Mars got canceled. Freaks and Geeks got canceled. Pushing Daisies got canceled. I'm naming like all my favorite TV shows ever. Like almost every single one of them got canceled. So those are the type. I like really weird tutorials. Mr. Robot, yeah, I watched the first season, haven't watched anything since. Yeah, you can be a programmer for forever. No, I do not smoke marijuana. Actually, I think I might be allergic to it because I had a roommate in college that did it, and I can honestly say, right hand over God, or right hand over my heart, that I've never done it, but I don't look down on anybody that may do it. I'm just, me personally, I don't. Do I like anime? I used to, but I haven't really watched it lately. Yes, I've seen all the Sherlocks. Firefly I never quite got into. Sorry if that offended anybody. Firefly, I have to go look at Firefly again because it definitely fits into the type of things that I should be interested in. So maybe I could really get into it. Second season of Mr. Robot went south. Yeah, that's what I've heard. That's why I haven't bothered to watch the second season yet. I personally prefer cheese pizza, but I eat fake cheese because my daughter's lactose intolerant and I'm vegan, so there's that. I really like the JetBrains IDEs. Yes, Twin Peaks was ridiculously awesome. Anybody that follows my videos, I constantly put all sorts of things about Twin Peaks in my videos. So yeah, I think it's pretty well known that I'm a huge fan of Twin Peaks. If you want to get good at programming multiple, first off, I don't really think it's a great skill to be able to program in multiple different languages. I'd much rather be extremely good at one or two languages, which I really am. I mean, there's a core like 5 languages that I use all the time, and the other ones are just basically for side projects. Um, Learn Haskell and learn Java. If you learn Haskell and Java well, you'll be able to learn any other language. So, easy. I'd be open to doing vlogs, but like you can see, I'm not really something. This isn't something that I normally do. So, there's that. Yes, I play video games, but I mainly play like indie games, like Don't Starve and Shank, things like that. Yes, I watched the Flash TV show. I was a hardcore Flash fan of comics when I was younger, and I thought it was alright. I don't know, the whole love triangle thing was sort of weird. I used to always think the awesome thing about the Flash was that it could be so dark. I'm talking about the comic here. It could be really, really funny and then switch over and be really, really dark. And I wish they would have did more of that in the series. But the series in general was pretty good, especially whenever Zoom beat up the Flash in the second series. The second season, I really liked that. Mainly, Don't Starve. I absolutely love Don't Starve. It's one of my favorite video games of all time. What's my favorite language? Hmm. Sorry if that's irritating everybody. I have a sore throat. What's the best book to learn Perl? I think it's called Learning Perl is the best. I have a CoffeeScript tutorial already. Don't really use CoffeeScript that much, but I have used it and some people really like it. Why am I vegan? Mainly I did started do no, I don't swim. I don't know how to swim very well actually. Mainly I sorry about the ums. Mainly I what was I saying? Oh, okay. Whenever I decided to hardcore run, it started to really change the way that I ate because I started getting like acid reflux every time I ate anything kind of weird, and sometimes things that weren't that weird. And I discovered that if I ate spaghetti, that was like the greatest thing for me to eat, and I could run faster and longer if I ate spaghetti. So I do eat a lot of carbs. And I also discovered personally, again, I'm talking about my own metabolism here, and I'm not talking about your metabolism. But personally, if I ate fat, large quantities of fat anyway, that it actually it made it harder for me to run. So I progressively started eating healthier and healthier, and then eventually I just went pure vegan. And like I said, my 3-year-old daughter's lactose intolerant. So so that's it. And that's why I'm vegan. Lose weight. It's very easy to lose. Well, it's very simple to explain how to lose weight. Cut down on the calories that you consume. That's the only way you lose weight. If you consume less calories, you will lose weight. That's it. So, that's the way the body works. All these fad diets are just that, fads. In my I don't even know if I could say my opinion. That's just the doggone truth. Sorry, I don't know the best language to get a job easily in Canada. I still think Java is the most popular language for sort of high-end corporate jobs, but to increase your odds of getting a job, there's a heck of a lot more web developers out there. So if you get really good with a language like PHP, I think that would probably be the best. PHP. That's the way I would go. What's a shopping cart? Like an online store. And I have tutorials in which I show how to make basic online stores for nothing. So there's the how to get a job easily in Canada. I learned PHP. Unless you want a higher end job, then I'd learn Java, but you better go to college if you want to get a job like that. More than likely. What type of music do I prefer? I listen to a large, eclectic group of different things. Why Haskell? Haskell is just a great functional language that if you learn Haskell, it'll be easier to learn other functional languages. The reason why I brought that up was because somebody asked me what they needed to learn to make it easy for them to learn multiple different languages, and I said learn Java and learn Haskell. Java, pure object oriented. Haskell, functional language. You learn them both. It's very easy to learn pretty much anything else. Which is the best to learn Java or JavaScript? It depends. Lower end development work, I guess JavaScript. Higher end enterprise level programming, I guess Java. Yes, you could do Lisp for artificial intelligence, most definitely. Can you do event sourcing? Sorry, I don't know what you mean by that. If I'm not answering your questions, yes, I've heard of deadmau5. It's because I've already answered it already. So, I don't know if this is how you do an AMA. This is always how I do AMAs. I basically sit here and read the chats and just answer questions one after the other. So, how did I get my first job? I was underage, but I really wanted a job so I could make money and so I could buy myself a computer. And I didn't lie about my age. I just applied to work at a golf range. It's like a big giant field where people hit golf balls / mini golf / rabbit farm / farm in general. And I worked there. That was the first. I grew up on a farm, so getting paid to do farm work was a lot better than not getting paid to do farm work. So that was my first job that I ever had, and I absolutely loved it. And it's probably one of my favorite jobs I ever had. I prefer PHP over Spring. I live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I've already made tutorials on how to make WordPress themes, plugins, and all that stuff. Sorry, my stuff is unorganized. I do the best I can. Normally, the best way to search through my tutorials is actually to use my website, and is to go there and search. Yeah, it's just kind of hard the way that YouTube works. I wish I could do a better job, but that's the problem with having 800. I think I have 800 videos. So, thoughts on religion. I think that everybody has their own opinion on it, and that is awesome. That's something I don't really have questions, or I just don't comment on other people's beliefs. So sorry about that. Yes, TypeScript tutorial is going to be up hopefully on Wednesday if I can completely chill myself out. Borgen Jervieski, you've been properly shouted out. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. If I had to learn either Perl or Java, I think I'd go the Java route. The Perl is a really awesome utility language. Why not my question, GameSmart? I'm not skipping anybody here. I may have just missed you. I apologize for that. Let's see if I can find you. If I want to be a programmer in the future, what all do I work towards now? Just get good at programming. Get good at solving problems. That's all programming is getting good at solving problems in general. Languages may change, but the whole thing. That's one thing that computers are not very good at, is in regards to automating jobs, is they're not very good at creative problem solving. So creative problem solving is probably the skill to learn. That's it. Why are you not planning on doing Swift stuff? I would do a Swift tutorial in a heartbeat if enough people requested it. And it's on the list. See? Where is it? Should be on the list. There it is, Swift. I already did a Swift tutorial, and there is an iOS tutorial. So, that is it. Yes, I read books basically to make sure that what I'm teaching in my tutorials is 100% updated. So I always back up the knowledge that I already have with books to make sure that I'm not teaching you guys bad stuff. Node versus PHP, that is totally up to you and up to employers and so forth and so on. You could easily use either one, in my opinion. Laravel would be a sort of a similar PHP alternative to Node. It's over here too somewhere. I don't know. Where's Laravel? There it is. Tutorial on getting a girlfriend. Take a look at my video, getting people to like you. There you go. I don't really do a lot with Rails. I'm married to a woman, so that answers the sexual orientation question. I could do an iOS tutorial, no problem. I just need enough people to request it. What do I think about college programming? I think that a professor is going to teach you better than I could ever teach you if it's a good professor. If you have a bad professor, obviously, nothing can beat a good professor. Pretty much anything can beat a professor that doesn't care if they teach you or not. Alright. Any languages that I don't know, I'm sure. Occasionally somebody will ask me some bizarro language that I've never heard of. So, at what age should a programmer retire? I think everybody's different. Cool. Always glad to hear that I was able to help people get through college. What age did you start coding? I was 10 on a TRS-80. First language was BASIC. I'm more than open to do an iOS tutorial. Sorry, I have no idea what my IQ is, but I don't believe I'm that smart. AngularJS versus jQuery, they're kind of different things. Learning with a professor, will you? Okay. What type of language do I listen to, or what type of music do I listen to? I keep getting this question, so I don't really think there's anything. I listen to a mixture of a whole bunch of different things. I'm not really. I listen to a lot of kids' videos or music, mainly because I have kids. I don't know. I listen to a random group of music. Old, new, the whole way back into probably the 50s. I listen to a lot of different. I'm just looking for something weird that I have. Let's say something old. Okay, I have Paperback Writer by the Beatles, so there's something really old. And I have music that just came out, and I listen to a combination of some bands in Pittsburgh where I live. So I listen to a lot of random stuff. Scala or Haskell? Haskell. No, I don't know Hindi. I apologize. I'm not very good with spoken languages. Do I know Eminem? No, I do not know Eminem. Yes, my tutorials are fast, and the reason why my tutorials are like that is because I go out of my way to try to make different tutorials. So that's the reason why my videos are the way they are is I go out of my way to make different types of videos. That's it. Languages that I consider myself an expert in. Um, I'm pretty good with JavaScript, PHP, Java, C++. Did I name everything that I use constantly? Yeah, and that's not including all the different frameworks. So that's pretty much everything that I use on a daily basis. So there you go. I use other things, but those are the core languages that I use all the time. Ruby or PHP, PHP in my opinion. What am I getting here? SuriKit. I'm just going to look this up because I have no idea what you're asking for. Sorry if that's messing that up. Enables iOS to work with Siri. Okay. If I do iOS tutorials, I will definitely look into that. Yes, I worked at Apple. I wrote device drivers. I didn't do anything particularly fun or awesome. But yes, I did work at Apple. But it was back in the days when Steve Jobs wasn't there. The software I used for editing is iMovie. This is OBS, what I'm using right now. And I have the OBS software hidden. See? Oh, look at me, how sneaky I am. So, oh no, is it too late to start programming at 16? Most definitely not. Yes, I'm self-employed. Yes, I'll do a test-driven development tutorial. If I plan on creating a language of my own, I mean, that's something that's sort of out there that I could do. But, am I rich? I consider myself to be very lucky. Am I rich based off of United States terms? Absolutely not. But I'm happy and I have more money than I need. But I'm also extremely frugal. So, you know. Sorry about the delay, guys. And it's the first time I'm doing a live stream in like probably a year. Do I like Eminem? He's alright. I've listened. I'm sure there's an Eminem song on my Spotify thing that I listen to. I'm positive there is. Alright. What's my favorite IDE? I like JetBrains videos, but I also, I use Sublime Text. What's this right here? I'm using Atom over here. So, there's all kinds of things out there, free alternatives. And JetBrains puts things out also. Study. Best way to study. I made a tutorial called Study Methods. If you look that up, you'll see everything that I do anyway. Maybe it'll help you out. My favorite programming language. I don't know. It's a hard thing to say. Definitely, I'm more of an object-oriented programming guy. To say what my favorite language is kind of hard. I don't know. Sorry, I can't give you that question. I like Java a lot. I'll say that. My favorite musician. I'd have to say my favorite band. Period. If I had to say one band, I guess I'd say REM. Yes, you can ask me anything. That's answering, is this a Q&A? That's what it turned into. Originally, it was supposed to be a vote for the next video tutorial, and now it turned into an ask me anything. What is this? Sorry, guys, if I'm missing some of your questions. I'm scrolling through the chat system here. I'm not certain what that request was. Trying to answer all your questions. Oh, okay. A Spark QL. Sorry, I don't know what that is. That's something that I haven't used. So that's not something I've looked into. I can put it over here and take a look at it. That's the first time I've ever heard about it. Is it Spark? I'm sure I'll find it. I've never really been... I've only been involved in one larger game development system, and it sort of fell apart. I definitely do more in regards to game development, but I've run marathons on my street, but never in real life, because I don't like the idea of waking up super early and running at 4 o'clock in the morning. So that's why. Programming podcasts, no, I've never listened to a programming podcast. Electron, I know I have that on the main list. It's something that isn't requested very well. The same is true with Elixir. It's just not requested very often. What is the most impressive you've ever programmed? I don't know. Mac or Windows? I would use both. I dual boot OS X, Windows, and Ubuntu. So, all right, guys. I'm a very slow runner. I can run forever, but I'm slow. I run like 9-minute miles, but I run 9 miles every single day. So that's how much I run. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for all of your input. I'm going to be going through all of your comments and making decisions on which direction I'm going with, future tutorials. Thank you so much for contributing and helping me out. My voice is starting to sort of die on me, though. So I am going to have to go here very soon if I possibly can. So please feel free to continue leaving other requests in the tutorial. And just so you guys know, when I do a video tutorial, after I upload it, I always sort of chill and read all the comments. So if you guys ever want to ask me questions at the end of a video, feel free to post those questions and I will do it. Demir Filipovic. There you go. So always feel free to leave questions in the comment section. I read all of them, and I'm always happy to talk to you guys. So either way, just thank you for being awesome and answering my questions, and hopefully I was able to answer a lot of your questions. So otherwise, I'm going to take off here and try to get my voice all set, and then I will upload a new video hopefully on Wednesday. So please leave your questions and comments below. Otherwise, till next time.